The next report is the CIWP.
All right, so we met March 4th to update the CIWP. So we 3 priorities. So curriculum and instruction included some supported learning and connectedness and well-being. Let me see if I can put it. So you can see here that we're making progress towards our action items. Here's priority 1. So we still have some items in progress. There's some items that we've completed. And we're going to move into school year 25 planning. So we'll be meeting again as the CIWP. I'll send the invites for anyone that wants to attend to help support the writing of the breakdown of next year. But you can see some of the items were delayed. And then we have to just start it up again for next school year. And here is where you can see our baseline and where we're going. Let me just see. Oh, here we go. So you can see that for 3% increase on track, we're on track. Quarter 3, we haven't made any progress, and then we'll update it again in 5% increase for BOY, MOY, EOY. This is very exciting. So we're making progress on our benchmark for students that are tier 2, tier 3. So we're on track. So you can see that we've been updating each quarter.
So we move forward with the principal's report.
Yes. All right. Just some current enrollment, 1157. We're in the process of hiring a Spanish bilingual math teacher. Or one of our teachers retired back in winter. And so we found one candidate, and hopefully she's moving forward. So it's in progress. We still have a DL teacher vacancy in the security, and then we would like to welcome our new AP, Mr. Seidman. So that's a picture if you haven't seen him in the building. So just a recap of the new framework for school leadership, organizational leadership, instructional core, climate and culture, and talent. We met as an ILT to talk about the new rigor expectations for every school in CPS. Our school's focused on pillar 1, which is standards-based learning, and making sure that we're communicating what students can expect that day and how they can be successful in the classroom. So when we talk about learning targets, it's like, what am I doing and how do I know that I'm going to be successful and that it's aligned to the standards? And then today I did a staff PD just to capture again and review the elements of the rigor walk. So if anyone's curious, I can share the rigor walk tool. It's every school is going through it. So if you see any principal saying rigor, it's because of the new framework that they're using. So it's standards-based student evidence, organizing students to achieve the standard, and monitor to take action within the lesson. So there's 3 pillars to the rigor process. And these are the items. So our school is only focused right now on items 1 through 6, and we're chunking it out, so doing 2 at a time, just to help teachers support them through this process as they're continuing to learn about rigor and the new pillar system. And this is just, this is what we were talking about, like different cars, vehicles, standards, different, the goals that we have IB learner profiles at the end. But notice that you can get there in multiple ways. You can take different routes. I mean, it may take some quicker, longer, some time you go back to go forward, but the destination is the same and the driver should be the same. All right. Here's some pictures of our professional development that we're still having meetings and unpacking a lot of learning. So this is an image that captures pillar 1, the heart of instruction. It was beautifully created by our assistant principals, Ms. Pierce and Mr. Seidman, just to create a visual to support with why this is important. So it's not an act of compliance. It's about really getting to the heart of instruction. And we've been focused on the new art and science of teaching and learning. We're almost at the conclusion of a PSAT competition in preparation for PSAT practice. It's exciting to see a lot of the students motivated to try to win or to get their minutes up. So they're excited about the minutes. And this is just, again, a recap of the framework. for our professional development learning cycles that we've had this year. Right now we are in assessment, well, really cognitive demands assessment. Post-secondary, we just had our FAFSA workshop this Saturday, so we're at 115, 4694. It did change, so, and they have extended the deadline because it's a new process for students. So it's not like last year. So there's been a delay with the FAFSA and how to get the keys and everything like that. So we've done several college exploration trips to UIC. We did the skills trade fair, Dominican University, Malcolm X College, so that they can see the different avenues of post-secondary. And right now they're still working on FAFSA completion and alternative applications for their Learn, Plan, Succeed. And then every other, and then he's, Mr. Sandoval's keeping track with all of the other post-secondary metrics for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. So we've been doing financial aid workshops for our families just to help them understand the new process, because it's not easy. So making sure that they have support. We are in budget season and crunch time for programming. So the programming, you're going to see new courses, dual credit English, 102, Spanish for heritage speakers, 3, depending on enrollments. Dance, fitness, wellness, walking, switching from computer science to robotics because it has the same credit. Creative arts therapy, studio mixed media, music therapy, guitar 1, and mariachi. Everything's based on course requests. So the students complete their course requests, and then we see where the seats are at. Case managers and inputs, they have the most input because there's certain federal requirements that we have to have for DL and EL students. So those are prioritized first in terms of like staffing allocations, what programs that they need to go to, how many positions we need for those. And so next year, you're going to see an increase in ESL bilingual sections across core, and instead of specials, they're called holistic classes now. So you're going to see the term holistic. So now we're expanding bilingual and ESL offerings through holistic courses. So making sure that students are able to access learning with the proper language supports in our holistic classrooms as well.
So we offer robotics and also computer science, both?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And they both...
they meet the same requirement?
Mm-hmm. So we met with department chairs and our ELPT, our case manager, and our counselor to go over the offerings before we put it out there for students. Sometimes you have to make adjustments, especially when the budget comes out, like allocations, and sometimes you think a course is going to have high interest and it doesn't. And so then you have to reallocate those numbers somewhere or think of a different course. So college preparatory classes that we're going to be offering: transitional English for STEM math, which is transitional math, AP US government, AP psychology, dual credit English 101, dual credit African American studies, dual credit medical terminology, AP Spanish, and DP classes. And then we've been enrolling incoming freshmen. So we get a sprinkle every day. We're sending our counselors out to support with our local neighborhood schools that have higher enrollment at our school, and they'll be supporting with registration on site. Domain 3 is culture and climate. So you can see our overall student attendance has increased from 75.3 to 77.3. 9th is up by close to 1%. 10th is up by 2%. 11th is about the same. And 12th grade is up 3%. So you can see that we're moving, even with the students, we're moving in the right direction when it comes to attendance still. You can see the comparisons of last year to this year. In terms of tardiness, 1.6, because those are the codes in the Student Code of Conduct, and 2.2, we've had a decrease of 34% from school year 22-23. And you can see, and 2.2 leaving school without, I'll be fast. Leaving school without permission. What I like to see is 3.5%. We've had a decrease of a level 3.5, and we're down 73% from possession or use of tobacco, matches, and lighters. So we're making our culture and climate team is working so hard to make a difference, but those are significant decreases, and not because we don't report. We put everything into Aspen. They know that we're putting into Aspen. And you can see 43% for using or alcohol or possession, and 22% increase. We do have an increase in disregard for the instructions of the school personnel, so that's up by 22%. Oh, 2%. And you can see the different behavior groups. But we're moving in the right direction. There are some things that we still have to work towards to be more proactive when it comes to behavior, classroom supports, and relationships. And so I have all the data here. And then we've been focusing on staff connectedness and well-being and doing different touch points with staff to help them feel connected. Led by our culture climate team, different events for our students, different professional development, awards assembly. There's our students. And then I was going to add the championship of our debate team. They made it to conference. Yeah, so Steinmetz was at conference. And then talent, we continue to work with staff to make sure that we have high retention. Okay.
So you go with your report?
Oh yeah, no. So like I was just with the internal accounts and budget transfers. Again, if there's questions about this, LSC Relations is available to support with any clarity regarding how to read the reports. Transfers again. There's certain transfers that are made that are like 370 or what they call Skyline or Tier 2. I've been following the directives that were given to me regarding to CPS on how to move that money. So it's not that there's anything that's happening. Everything goes back to the students, to the staff. Everything is about staff connectedness and staff connectedness and staff and student and building relationship with families. As you can see, you can talk to any classroom. There's never been an increase in technology in the classrooms. Has there been since even when I was in AP? Since when did we have technology in the classrooms like there has been before? When there's a focus on making sure that teachers have access to high quality curricular materials, that there's hands-on learning. We have robotics, not just exclusive to STEM, but we've expanded technology and robotics to all of our programs. So to create that interdisciplinary learning experience, we've tried to beautify the building so that it mirrors like what our students deserve in the community. So everything has been about making this school better for our students because they deserve to be treated like any other, just because we're saying we're supposed to be in the dumps. No, I refuse to accept that, and I'm not going to be party to it. And our staff deserve to eat during professional development days because they are professionals and they should be treated as professionals. They do a lot for our school. And the fact that, if the board approves it and the money was allocated, then our staff should be treated as such. I value the staff. I value what they do. I value their contributions to this school. And for people to say that they don't deserve it, that for me is contrary to what we're trying to say about our staff. And if our students as well is, so because we're Steinmetz, we don't have to have clear touches in our classroom. We don't have to be one-to-one. We don't have to have the best technology. I want kids making stuff. It's great when I walk into like any classroom and I see kids making bags, shirts. It's the coolest thing ever just to see kids engaging with learning in hands. And for me, it's like, I was an AP here and I know for a fact that technology was an issue here because I advocated for it. I advocated for our students. I advocated for EL students. We did a disservice to our bilingual students. We didn't even have the right certified teachers in front of kids. We didn't have textbooks for them. It was a fight to even get stuff approved. As the AP over ELs, I had to beg to get books for my EL students. And now they have books. Whatever I can get my hands on in terms of being able to make sure that our kids have access to content. So that's what, for me, it's a lot of people are going to say a lot of things, but as the principal of this building is that I can know that I could put my head down and know that I've worked hard to do what's best for the staff, the students, and the community. And I want to give the students the best. And if you walk the halls, you can already sense the difference. It doesn't smell like it used to. The bathrooms, hopefully with the new system, then we're going to have prettier bathrooms. Right. I can't control that, but you better believe that I argue and I advocate every single day for it. So I want teachers to feel appreciated. I want students to feel connected to the building and to be proud of this building and to be proud of being a student at Steinmetz. I want parents to say, wow, look at this. I went to report card pickup and I saw that same machine at Whitney Young and I see it here. Like, I want to make sure that our parents can see that I'm trying to